Select. It's me, Trisha. Quick question. What's the take on solar panels?
Hey Trisha, Ofnile, ready to shed some light on solar. To start, chat with the National Utilities Regulatory Commission to get your solar permit. Once they receive your application, we step in. First, we make sure the solar setup you want will work for where and how you want it. When NERC gives the green signal, it's action time. Set up your solar and go off-grid, and your business with us is concluded. However, if you decide to install your system and remain on our grid, you must get the thumbs up from the Ministry of Infrastructure. Visit us with your inspection certificate from the ministry, pay a setup fee, and we will arrange a commissioning test to sync your solar with our grid. If all is well, we'll link you to our power source and the sunny side through an interconnection agreement, and a new bidirectional meter becomes your energy conductor. And the bonus, your bill feels the savings over time.
Thanks, Lou Select. My energy journey just took a funny turn.
You're all set, Trisha. Feel free to keep those questions coming. We're here to brighten your solar journey.
This is the Caribbean Sound. Radio Caribbean International. Number one.
Good morning, bonjour, c'est Lacey, and welcome to the Red Table on Radio Caribbean International, the Caribbean Sound. I am your host, Ika Fergus. Thank you so much for keeping it locked into 101.1, 99.1, and of course for listening live, streaming live on rcistlucia.com. The Red Table is a half-hour talk show created as an avenue for the SLP candidates to have a one-on-one session where they can discuss their role and agenda in the St. Lucia Labour Party and the upcoming election. The show is on from Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. and will run up to the final days before December 1st. Now, my guest today is Minister Jeremiah Norbert, who has served as Minister of Home Affairs, Crime Prevention and Persons with Disabilities, and is also the parliamentary representative for Micoud North, affectionately known as JN, for MN, Cell NC, JN. Quite catchy. And of course, we're going to get a little history of that. So let's head straight into it. We have Minister Norbert on our live stream. Happy International Men's Day, Minister Norbert. And of course, welcome to the Red Table.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ika. And let me wish the rest of the men in St. Lucia happy International Men's Day, and the men in Mykonos happy International Men's Day.
Wonderful. So, Minister Norbert, we go straight into it. You made history last elections by being the first candidate to capture Micoud North from the UWP and, of course, hold it securely under your wing, representing the St. Lucia Labour Party. On a scale from 1 to 10, what is the atmosphere? And, of course, how high has the level of support been from then to now?
The journey has been a very interesting one. And I must thank the people of Mykonos for the showers of love. I mean, last night I had a meeting in Pralin. Pralin is supposed to be my smallest polling division. And my goodness, let me tell you, the show of love and support there was amazing. So I think from 2021 to today, all I've done is increase my margin. And I'm extremely confident, looking forward to December 1st to see by how much can I increase the margin from 2021.
Wonderful. Now, we have some, there is also, we're in a democratic country. And of course, we do have, choices. But as far as, your confidence level about holding Micoud North again against your cousin, Elisha Norbert, tell us about that feeling.
Um, Let me tell you, I understand that we operate in a democratic society and everybody has a right to um, raise their hands for service and choose to run for any political party. However, what I can tell you is that in Mykonos, the choice is extremely clear. I have done my part, and I know the people will decide, they will determine who they want for their parliamentary representative. Although I have absolutely no doubt that Cell N will be JN when the ballots are counted in Miko North. But for every reason, when you look at what has happened in Miko North over the past 4.5 years, I think the people of Miko are content, very, very content. The number of individuals within the constituency who benefited from the one university graduate per household policy of this government, I mean, it's amazing. And even last night when I spoke, I looked in the crowd and I saw several individuals who attended the meeting who are beneficiaries of that program. And I look at my farmers and the level of support and assistance that they've received from this current government, this current administration. I mean, I'm overwhelmed with emotion. When I go to Miko village and you see what's happening by the bay, the development happening there, I have every reason to be confident and every reason that the people are going to elect me to continue the progress that we started at the one playing field in Monrepo. What we're doing there is novel. We're putting world-class lights on this field. On the 29th of November, we're going to open up the field to the public, turn on the lights, have a ceremony. And I can go on and on. We have a cemetery, and we just trying to finalize the last few details of it, but we already started burials there. I mean, everywhere, everywhere in the community you go, you can see footprints, you can see the work. In Loud Point, as we speak this morning, we're widening, we're, we have surfaced the road and we're widening one of the most dangerous corners there. And the work never stops. But I'm very happy for the love and the support that the people of Miko North have shown me in past years. We are the fastest preschool. I mean, everywhere. We don't have enough time today to discuss,
Oh,
to go through.
well, you already sort of jumped the gun because that was going to be my next question as far as
Yeah.
your achievements are concerned. So you will definitely have time to dig deeper and, of course, give us some of those that have already flourished and, of course, you're continuing to maintain. So we're going to take a short pause and, of course, we will continue just a short pause and we'll get into, your achievements, Minister Norbert, okay?
Wonderful.
This is the Red Table on Radio Caribbean International. We take a pause.
Jeremiah Noble, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for home affairs, crime prevention, and persons with disabilities. We are proud to have expanded support to those in need. Before, many vulnerable St. Lucians felt abandoned, especially seniors, single parents, and persons with disabilities. Today, increased pensions, broader social assistance programs, stronger support systems directly benefit thousands of our most vulnerable citizens. Real care, real protection. That's progress you can count on.
And we're back to the Red Table on Radio Caribbean International, the Caribbean Sound. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in St. Lucia. Love going out to everyone from Grosley all the way down to V4, especially Miko North. Okay, so we have Minister Norbert on our live stream. And of course, we're going to continue with what he started off with as far as, him continuing as far as breaking the mold in election history, literally having his name in the books for first times, as far as, winning the Miko North seat and having the ministerial portfolio of being responsible for home affairs, crime prevention, and persons with disabilities. So, Minister Norbert, can you tell us of your greatest achievements during your tenure holding that portfolio?
Okay, so when I was assigned the Ministry of Home Affairs, um, I mean, I went in there not knowing exactly what to expect, and truth is, it has been a very heartwarming experience. This is a ministry under my watch. I mean, with the assistance of Prime Minister, that have given the most assistance to the St. Lucia Fire Service. Under my watch, we've seen in excess of $50 million assigned to the St. Lucia Fire Service. We've seen new aerodromes at our airports, which has increased the category of our airports. We've seen new equipment given to the St. Lucia Fire Service. I think sometime during the course of this week, we will be opening the West Coast Fire Station, a wonderful addition to the current cohort of fire stations that we have in this country, because we well understand the closest fire station, Soufrière and Castries. And in between, there's absolutely no fire station. So if you have an accident, a fire, any sort of emergency,
Yes.
it will take some time before the fire service can respond. And in order to increase their effectiveness and their efficiency, we've built a West Coast fire station, and this would really help constituents in that region and people generally who traverse these roads. So I'm very excited about that particular project, and we're going to be opening it in a few days.
Wow.
We've also at the Bodily Correctional Facility. I'm excited about the level of emphasis that we've placed on rehabilitation and not so much on the punitive component. And as I said, that what we do at Bodily now is we have some of our inmates who now they undergo training, they get social, psychosocial support. We provide them with career guidance, counseling. We had a program funded by the USAID called Syrup Community Reintegration Program. However, with the change of administration in the US, with these um, global instances have implications for us. And when the USAID placed their stop order, Prime Minister Pierre promised to provide the funding to continue the program. And this program has really performed well. What we've seen is several inmates who now go out, they work, and most of these inmates, when they're released from prison, they're naturally absorbed into the environment where they were working while they're in prison. And it has really reduced their rate of recidivism. So I'm very excited about that project as well. As it relates to disabilities now, um, this is one of the this is one of my portfolios that's very dear to my heart, and you'll understand why, Ika. And we brought in Mr. Mufilus James at the ministry to operate as a consultant. We've started working on the disability registry so that we can gather the data, disaggregate it, and make decisions which are evidence based and not just guess about our policies, but have policies that are driven by evidence based data. We also signed a memorandum of understanding with the Tapio Hospital and the Rotary Club. And that memorandum of understanding is to create a St. Lucia Artificial Limb Center. And that center will be providing individuals with prosthetic limbs. As of today, we have already secured the building. We've already started retrofitting the building. We've already secured the equipment that's supposed to come into the building. And very soon we are going to have individuals from overseas coming here to train some of our locals so that they too will be able to make prosthetic limbs. And the idea is to be able to allow anyone in Solution who requires a prosthetic limb to access one. Because that is one of the challenges that we face in this country right now. Those people who have mobility impairments, they find it challenging probably because of finance or otherwise, to access prosthetic limbs. And we really want to create a hub for St. Lucia, and hopefully we can offer services to the region and become more or less a regional hub to offer prosthetic limbs. And we're making serious progress with that project. Hopefully, during the first or second quarter of next year, we should be able to be in a position where we can operationalize that particular venture, so people will be able to access prosthetic limbs right here in solution. And usually, when you say prosthetic limbs, people just think of um, legs and whatnot. But we're looking at beyond that, where we can be able to provide arms, fingers, and other prosthetic
Wonderful.
limbs. Yeah.
Okay. And we're
So,
talking about the latest technology as well, well
oh
as
yeah,
you
yeah,
as you
yeah.
said.
Yeah, because that is one of the issues we have here. I want to commend the National Council for Persons with Disabilities, because over the years they've been the one really carrying the weight in that regard. They've been carrying them until, but they can only provide a certain quality of it and to no fault of
Right.
it.
Yes.
And we're trying to improve that quality so that solutions now can access world-class prosthetic limbs. I know the importance of a prosthetic limb personally. I know the importance. I know how it can empower you as a person with a disability. It can allow you to get up in the morning. You can go to work. You can do what needs to be done. So it is important that we embark on a project. I'm very happy that we're actually doing that project in St. Lucia, and I cannot wait when we are able to officially open our doors to solutions and they can come in and access it prosthetically. And whilst we're doing that, we're also looking at legislative reform to provide disability specific legislation. because we operate in a society where, I mean, it's not ideal, but the truth is our people in St. Lucia are not culturally sensitive, they're not receptive to persons with disability. And you have a situation where people more or less make mock individuals with disability rather than embrace them. And we really need to change that culture, change the mindset, really create a paradigm shift in that regard. So we're going to be embarking on a huge PR campaign, a huge education and sensitization campaign. And as I'm there, I can tell you on the 3rd of December, although I know it's 2 days after election and people may still be basking in the glory of elections, 3rd of December is recognized worldwide as International Day for Persons with Disability. And we are going to be at the Viewfort Square, and we're going to be having a huge activity there where we're going to be showcasing the talents of individuals with disability. So I invite all, I mean, you can enjoy yourself on the 2nd after the election victory, but on the 3rd, we invite everybody to the Viewfort Square to see the potential and the ability of individuals in St. Lucia with disability.
Wonderful. All right. So that's definitely, we appreciate your contribution towards the upliftment, elevation, and advancement to our society, especially to your community. So this is the Red Table on Radio Caribbean International. We take one more pause, and when we get back, Minister Norbert, what are your new plans for your constituency? If you win your seat of Mico North. And of course, if you had a choice, would you like to continue your portfolio? So stay tuned to the Red Table. We continue with much more after this.
Sean Edward, Minister for Education, and I am proud that we have been able to deliver real upgrades to our aging school infrastructure. Previously, many schools suffered from neglect, leaky roofs, outdated facilities, limited technology. Now 16 schools upgraded, smart classrooms established, a laptop for every secondary school child in the system. Real improvements students and parents enjoy every day. That is progress you can see.
Thank you so much for keeping it locked into Radio Caribbean International, the Caribbean Sound. This is the Red Table. I am your host, Ika Fergus, and of course we continue. Up until 8 o'clock, we continue with Minister Jeremiah Norbert, Parliamentary Representative for Micoud North, and of course Minister for Home Affairs, Crime Prevention and Persons with Disabilities. So Minister Norbert, we have been listening very attentively, and of course we've been absorbing all the information that you have been relating to us. And of course, the proof is in the pudding. I don't know what kind of pudding you like, but anyway, let's get into some more as far as your new plans for your constituency, and of course, if you had a choice with your portfolio.
Okay, well, I heard you mention earlier before the break, if I win, let me just scare it to you. Because I have absolutely no doubt, none at all,
I stand
that
corrected.
on December 1st, and some say at 6 p.m., I say by 11 a.m., we should be able to declare a winner in Mikuno. That's how confident I am going into the next election. And it's not because of arrogance or anything, it's because of the work that I've done. And it's a trust that the people have placed in me, and I know that they're going to trust me to continue the work. And as we speak about work, I think there are some things that we need to complete in the constituency. We started work on a water improvement project in past years. We must continue the work there because we need to ensure that our people, especially in the northern end of the constituency, that they have a reliable water supply. That has been a issue for us for decades. Decades we've had issues with a reliable water supply. So we are going to ensure that this project is completed. There are other projects which needs to be completed, like the Monaco Cemetery. When playing field, we were able to do the resurfacing of the grounds. We were able to put in the lights during my first term as parliamentary representative. But in the new term, we are also going to put the stands, the seating area, concessionary area, and turn it into a mini stadium. So we are going to ensure we complete that within the second term. In Prale, I see too many young individuals just quote unquote cooling out on the block. So one of the reasons we see that happening is because there's no real recreative space for them, no space where they can go and showcase their talent. We are going, there's a field in Prale where it has been in a very poor state and has not been used for some time. We are going to resurface that field and put in some lights there for the young people, along with youth programs at the community center. The community center too has been utilized for preschool instead of a community center. We are going to make the adjustments and ensure that it can serve its purpose. Um, we have some farm roads. I've already spoken to Minister of Agriculture. We have no choice, but we have to go in and do the works and repair some of these farm roads in Wyoming, in Pay Rouge. We are going to do some rehabilitation works on these roads. When you come to La Pointe now, La Pointe is one of the communities with the most individuals, most densely populated, but you don't have a communal space. So what we are going to do is ensure that we build a communal space. So in the event there's a hurricane, in the event we need a hurricane shelter, it can also serve as one. But more than that, it can provide a space, a safe space for young people to go there. Those who are interested in digital media, those who are interested in um, the theater, arts, the creative industries, we can create a space for them where they can go and showcase their talent. So we are going to embark on HRDC in La Pointe Monaco, especially given the number of people who we have living there. With Margaret Tooth as well, I promised them and I explained to them why we were unable to achieve that particular promise during my first term to build a community center there and to open up the roads between Margaret Tooth and La Pointe, create a link road there. Because currently, if you we have the river running through this community, and anytime we have heavy rains, the community is flooded, and people really do not have an escape route. It's one way in, one way out. So we are going to open up that space there. In Mikud, we are going to continue with the work that we've started. We're going to continue improving the um, fishing facility. We've already put in the ice machine, we've put in the jetty, we've put in the washroom facility. We are going to build a structure for the cooperative, and we're also going to build vending stalls for the fishermen there. We are going to fix the road in new extension. Um, so there's quite a bit that we have planned for the community, and I have no doubt that all of these things that I speak about are realistic, and I will be able to achieve them during my next term as parliamentary. And apart from the physical infrastructure, I think there lies a need to put in more programs for our young people, give them an alternative so that they don't have to resort to just cooling out and liming on the block. So we are going to provide support to the youth groups, the youth and sports agencies within the community. We have the MICO and the Monaco. We are going to provide support to them so that they can run more programs in the community. As it relates to my portfolio, if I had, you asked if I had a choice whether or not I want to continue with my portfolio, I know that at the end of the day, the prime minister is the one who decides what portfolio is given to any particular minister or whether anybody even becomes a minister. However, during my time at Home Affairs, and especially given the new portfolio of disabilities, I've really grown to love that particular ministry. And I think there is so much that I can do, so much I can do at the ministerial level to help improve the lives of persons with disability in this country. So I would really love, if I had a choice, I'd really love to continue with my current portfolio. Maybe just have more support from equity, but I'd really love to continue with my portfolio because I think during my next term, I have a real opportunity to change the lives of persons with disability in St. Lucia, a real opportunity to change the way in which people look at individuals with disability in this country and really create an environment where people can attain economic empowerment, persons with disability can attain economic empowerment, they can reach their full potential, they don't have to hide in a house, but they can come out openly because people are going to be receptive to them. Businesses, we can provide incentives to businesses to allow them to employ individuals with disability, thereby creating more economic empowerment for them. So yes, I'd really love to continue with my portfolio if I had the choice. But again, I said, that lies with the Prime Minister.
Wonderful. So, Minister Norbert, I noticed you just skimmed lightly, not to go back too far. Before I give you my final question, you lightly skimmed over the jetty in Miko. Can you just give us just a little more detail of, that initiative?
So, you see, I tell people we do what we do because it is necessary. I don't do it because I'm looking for any sort of praise or I'm looking for any likes. That's not me. I do it because day in and day out, I saw what the fishermen had to deal with when they had to get their boats, when they had to access their boats to go out. I am sure you saw the videos going around
Yes.
of what the fishermen had to endure in Goodenough. So to me, I had absolutely no choice. It was necessary. I had to go and give the fishermen a jetty. And I heard stories about even my opponents say, oh, he had an involvement to play in the jetty. And I say, I just cast that aside because I'm not the kind of person who like to respond to propaganda and people who want to give their self praise. I don't have time for that type of thing. What I can tell you is I had absolutely no doubt that when I went to Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre, given the seriousness of the jetty, I had absolutely no doubt that he would give me full permission to go ahead. And so said so. Then when I came, I said, Prime Minister, I cannot allow the fishermen to continue to endure this any longer. And he said, Minister, find a contractor, allow them to pay the BOQ, allow infrastructure to do the verifications. We are going to do the jetty. And I was elated when he said that because, I mean, every morning I woke up, every time I passed in the village and I saw what these fishermen had to endure, I had absolutely no choice but to deliver on the jetty. And now I hear them say, oh, every time he speaks about the jetty. I have to. I have to speak about
Sure.
the jetty because what I've done by putting in that jetty is I've restored a way of life for these fishermen. I have now given them an opportunity to be able to go and access their boat and be able to go to sea, come back, and they can take care of their families. So I have to mention it, given the significance and importance and what it represents. So for me, I know I did it in a fleeting way, just passed by because I'm not, as I said, the game.
Yes.
We don't do this thing for likes and views. We just do
Right,
it
and
because
of course, you just summed up everything that you have
correct.
accomplished in your tenure.
Yes.
Okay, so I thoroughly understand this one right now. So finally, just to wrap things up, what is the philosophy of the Saint Lucia Labour Party that you hold dear, and of course you will carry on?
Oh, I'm part of a social labor party that believes in bread, freedom, and justice, and not just for a few, bread, freedom, and justice for all. And that is what we do as a party. That is why I'm so proud as a young person to be a member of the Senegal Labour Party, and even more proud to have a leader like Philippe Joseph Pierre, because he truly understands the plight of the ordinary man in St. Lucia. And that is why you see the programs and policies that he put in place, they have a direct impact on the ordinary person. You see, when you give Philip JP an opportunity to manage your money and the Central Labour Party an opportunity to manage your money, you know what they do? They give you bonuses for Christmas. They give back pay to civil servants. Yeah, that's what they do. They give laptop to children. They give support to the farmers. They give schools like the 7 Day Academy that have never received any support from government $120,000 because we understand the importance of education. That is what we do. Whereas when you give other people to manage your money, they give it to friends, they give it to foreigners, they give it to all sorts of people. Your 7 million just disappear. You have lands going to foreigners. And I mean, it just shows you the stark difference between the two administrations. And that is why, as a young man, I can go anywhere in this country, anywhere in this world, and give people a million reasons why I'm a proud member of the Spanish Labour Party. And I'm proud to follow the leadership of Philip Joseph Pierre.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Jeremiah Norbert. And of course, I just opened up some interesting questions, but I'm sure you will be able, I will just run it by you, and I'm sure you will be able to answer these questions on another platform, so you could get some time to at least absorb it and prepare. Interesting question about your contribution about invisible disabilities such as autism and the provisions for them, and of course, special education, that as well. So,
Yes,
you can always,
definitely.
embrace these topics and, relate it on another platform because we still have time. Although time is ticking, we still have some more time. So thank you very much,
Thank you.
Minister Jeremiah Norbert, for visiting the Red Table today. It has been very insightful discussion. And of course, we are looking forward to that West Coast Fire Station.
Oh, yes. Oh,
That one
yes.
stood out. And of course, the prosthetic limbs for the mobility impaired, and of course your showcase of talent for persons with disabilities. We're definitely looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Minister, and of course do have a great day, and of course wishing you the best on December 1st.
Thank you, Ika. Thank you. It was indeed a pleasure.
And of course, what we say, Sell N CJN
That's correct.
MN.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. And this has been the Red Table for today. Wednesday, the 19th of November 2025. Join me again tomorrow morning, God willing, same time, 7:30 a.m. for another Red Table. For another one-on-one on the Red Table. So keep it locked into Radio Caribbean International, the Caribbean sound for much more.